Okay. Oh, alrighty. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 35. Shoot, honey, we're at number. Okay. So, today I just wanted to start off with a joke. So a few people have commented about how they were disappointed that I didn't finish the joke. So I started telling a Korean joke that was related to customer service. Sorry, I'm just seeing if I can find the names. Okay. Sorry, there's just so many.
Why you don't have to look up the name?
Okay. So, anyways, okay, let's just get to the point. So the Korean joke starts off like this. So a guy walks into a restaurant and orders a bowl of soup, right? The owner brings out the soup, and in a little bit, the guy calls the owner over and says, "Excuse me, there's a fly in my soup," and the owner says, "How much do you think the fly can eat, anyways?" So I totally messed that up. We're really tired. Kimmy was actually like, "Oh, I want to take a nap." I just fought traffic. So, anyways, who is that? Melilla Tequila.
Get to the joke.
Okay, so that's the joke. So the guy orders a bowl of soup to ask the owner. He said, calls the owner over. Owner comes over, says, "Excuse me, there's a fly in my soup." And he says, "How much do you think that fly's gonna eat, anyways?" And walks off. So the point is, the owner completely missed the point. What the customer was complaining about, right? He wasn't saying that he doesn't want to share any of his soup with this fly and he's a selfish person. He was saying, "I didn't order the fly in my soup. I want a soup with no fly in it." And the owner, and here's the thing, even if the owner couldn't, and so I wanted to, the point about customer service is that a lot of times, sometimes we can't do what our customers are asking us. But even if we can't do what they're asking us to do, a lot of times people don't want us to do what they say. They want to know that we understood what they've asked for, right? And so the owner of that restaurant, rather than come off defensive and say, "Well, how much do you think that fly's going to eat, anyways?" He could have said, "Listen, I understand you don't want that fly in that soup, but it actually takes me a long time to get that soup going. I cook it with the bones as the base. It's going to take me another 8 hours to get another bowl of soup ready. I'm really sorry. That was like the last one out of the pot. Can I do something else for you? Or, can I get that fly out and reboil it for you?" At least he's showing that client, that customer, that he understands what he's complaining about. "I hear you. I understand. I can't do that for you, but here's why." And I'm picking that joke apart. But anyways, Desiree Mendoza, "Thought I missed it. Thank goodness I'm." Oh, wow. Awesome. So,
did you want to get into this one? How did you get into your own grooming business? Is this your full-time job?
Yeah. So the thing is, a lot of people are asking, this is why I wanted to talk about customer service, is because a lot of people are asking, "How did you do it? How do I get on my own? I want to do what you do. I want to have my work on my own." You can come up with a really clever name. We thought the name of our shop, Horrific Spa, we thought it was so clever. We kept it a secret. I told my best friend one time, and I made sure he didn't. I was like, "Do you still remember?" He was like, "I don't even remember what it was." I was like, "Good." Anyways, come to find out, it was a head scratcher. Meaning when people walk by, they were like, "Is it Horrific Spa? Is it for?" Like they didn't get it. So what I'm saying is, it's not the name of the business. You can have a catchy name. It's not anything else. It's not any gimmick. You have to have really good. Maybe not customer service, because I am actually, Kimmy always reminds me, don't talk to the customer so much, because I ramble and I talk. But even though you're not great with customer service, skills, people skills, like me, even if you fumble around with people and you say the wrong things. I one time made a joke about porn with one of the clients, and he was like, "I don't joke about that." And I was like, "Oh, man." But anyways,
but that was when we were younger. We didn't know.
No, that was like a few months ago. Anyways.
Oh, really?
No, that was last year. Anyways, what my point is, as long as you do a really good job, meaning, for example, today, I did two Bijans, and it took a while for me to comb them out and everything, and and that's it's like you do the kind of work where if somebody were to watch you, and here's the thing, because I work in people's homes, and a lot of times they're not home, I I kind of have a little bit of an advantage. I just assume that there's a camera on me at all times, and why not? If I'm coming into these really nice homes, sometimes they just give me the code and I go in or whatever, or they let me in and then they leave and I'm the only one in the house. I just assume there's a camera on me. Why not? Just be safe. But that also reminds me of what Robin Sharma says. He says that when work in a way where when people watch you work, it brings tears to their eyes, the way tears would come to their eyes when they look up at the Sistine Chapel, right? So when somebody turns back that video and watches me work, maybe tears coming to their eyes, so moved that tears comes to their eyes. Maybe that's a little bit of a stretch, but I want them to be impressed, right? I want them to feel like, wow, he literally stayed there for hours, maybe went to the bathroom, but literally stayed focused and on task and worked, put physical labor in for several hours straight. That's pretty impressive, right? I want them to be impressed, and I want to feel like I've gone the extra mile and I've done more than I've gotten paid for. I always want to deliver more in value than I get paid for. And I think that is most important thing. Once you do that, then you have a following. And one groomer, honestly, how many dogs can you handle? How many dogs do we have right now? We have like maybe 60 dogs, and that's like 40 clients, and I can't handle anymore, right? And so you don't need that many. So here's my suggestion, right? If you really want to start your own business doing house call, start with one person, right? Really 10 would be good. If you can start with 10 people, that would be good. And this is Seth Rogen. This is Seth Rogen's rule of 10. And this is really what he says when you write a book. He's saying when you write a book, give it to 10 people. So if you want to start off your own home grooming business, I'm going to kind of modify Seth Godin's. Did I say Seth Rogen? Seth Godin. I'm sorry. Seth Godin's rule of 10. I'm going to modify it for groomers. If you want to start off your own grooming business, start with 10 clients, right? And that may, because a lot of people have more than one dog. So that may give you like anywhere from 10 to 15, 20 dogs. Start with 10 clients and do a really good job with them, right? And then don't focus on anything else. Don't focus on trying to get anybody else. Just do everything you possibly can to really impress those 10 people. And if you really do that, and Jim Rohn, here's what Jim Rohn says: if you will just forget about, am I talking too much, honey? If you will just forget about the money, right, and just do the very best you possibly can, that your clients will take you by the hand and open doors for you that you never could have opened on your own. And in my experience, my personal experience, that's actually been true.
And Cesar Millan said that too.
Cesar Millan says that.
After he met who was it?
Some people don't like Cesar Millan though.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of a hot
okay,
topic.
Moving on.
Okay.
Desiree says I am a pickup drop-off service.
Okay, I am a pickup. Desiree Mendoza says I am a pickup drop-off service because I work out of my home. I have noticed that for a lot of people it is really helpful. Some do not like it, but many do. I don't charge for it. I am scared they will not pick me if I do. I'm scared they will not pick me if I do. What would you guys do?
What do you mean?
So she does a pickup drop-off service because she works out of her home. So remember when we actually Desiree, we actually did the same thing. We worked out of our house in Chambly, right? So we had a room in the house that I groomed out of, and a lot of clients, they came and dropped off their dogs. But a few, we went and picked them up, remember?
Mm-hmm. We picked up, we dropped off. I think we charged like $5-10 for not shipping, but
shipping and handling.
Not shipping, but for the pickup drop-off service, but it was just a one-time charge.
Yeah, I think we charged an extra $5-10 to go and pick them up,
depending on how much the gas is and how far they are from you. Like you
Yeah.
said, some people like it, some people don't. If the people that do like it maybe figure out where they live on the map, and then pick them up and have them scheduled on one day, so you're not constantly going in and out all
Yeah.
the time.
And she's saying, I'm scared that they're not going to pick her if she charges. You know, she's saying, I don't charge for it. I'm scared that they will not pick me if I do. What would you guys do? So, and all my well reviews
But
say how
if
awesome
the
it
thing
is.
is, if the pickup and drop off service is not too much out of the, doesn't take too much out of your time of the day, and if you are charging enough where you don't really need to charge the pickup and drop off fee, then you don't have to do it. That can just be one of your perks, one
Exactly.
of your customer service.
You don't want to charge because you can.
You want to charge if
you want to charge because you have to. Because if you just charge right now, if we started going up on price just because, we are completely booked out. We have 6 people on the waiting list right now. So that's
6
like
plus.
So that's like over 10 dogs on a waiting list. One of them has been on that waiting list. The very first one, the one on the top one on the list, he's been waiting since last year. So if we start doubling prices or just kind of charging crazy just because we're in this position right now, I feel like people lose respect for you, But if you charge because you have to, if you charge because you can, you lose respect. If you charge because you must, you gain respect. They'll respect you. If you tell them, hey, I really, I feel bad for having to charge you an extra $10 for the pickup and drop off service, but I really need to just in order to cover the cost and expensive and time. And people will respect you for that because you're letting them know that you're charging because you need to, not because
you can let them know I'm charging this, this extra pickup and drop off service, and behind this price there's insurance, there's dog safety,
and also the time,
all the time distance.
Yeah, the time that you're driving to pick up and drop off, you're not there grooming another dog.
Yeah.
So, and also, if you're scared that they're not going to pick you because of the pickup and drop off, then something's going on. You have to be a little more confident in your work and also remind yourself, why am I being paid here? Am I being paid to pick up and drop off their dog, or am I being paid to groom their dog safely when there's all these horror stories of all these dogs getting killed, injured, battered, abused, at these grooming shops? Dr. Oz did a thing about it. When there's so much out there that could go wrong, like they're trusting you with that. And if you're doing a really good job at that, why would they not bring their dog to you? Or, the pickup and drop off, I feel like it shouldn't be the deal breaker, if you're doing a good groom. And that's the thing. I had a conversation with a young groomer. He was trying to, he was wanting to be a groomer, but in all the wrong ways. He was trying to be buddy buddy with the owner of the shop. He was trying to buy nice equipment, and things like that. And I kept telling him, we had a really long conversation. I was like, none of that matters, And I was telling him, like, you're not being paid to be friends with the owner of the shop. Like, they don't care. She doesn't need to know about your daughter and your, like, if that comes up in normal conversation, that's great. But when it comes down to it, and the shop is maybe needing to trim down and they need to let someone go, it doesn't matter if you're friends with them or not, and they think that you're a really great guy. But I was telling them, like, even if they don't really like you personally, like personality wise, maybe we don't get along, but every single day you show up and you do your very best, and you always try to do better than you did the day before. You're always soaking it in. You're always learning more, applying yourself. You're always getting better, and you're treating the clients well, and you're really adding to the business. I was like, even if they didn't really like you on a personal level, when it comes time to let someone go, they're not going to let you go because it's just bad business to do that. But if you are not really, progressing well, and you're not really doing a great job, and things like that, but you're a great guy and you tell great stories and you get everyone to laugh, and you know, you're really personable and you bring presents, you know, on all the, it's like, dude, you're gonna be the one to cut. Don't take it personal. But anyways.
And that's why I became a groomer. Oh,
okay. Yeah. Joe Anthony says that's the way. You're right. Okay, perfect. All my Yelp reviews say how awesome it is I do it. And this is Desiree Mendoza. And that's why I became a groomer. Horror stories. I want to be a groomer who actually cares and people see it. You guys are so awesome. Thank you so much. Exactly. So you're offering peace of mind and you can't really put a price on that, you know? So, you know, I just feel like, okay. So about pricing, like I said, you really can't put a price on what it is we're offering, because our time, first of all, is priceless, right? My time is priceless. Your time is priceless. We all have a limited time here, and it's the only thing that we can't get back. You know, we can't get more of. So it's the most precious resource that we have. So we're giving our time, right? And we're giving our heart. We're giving our soul. Weemy agrees. But that's the thing. So, and we're also using very sharp, this is a very skilled job if you think about it. We're using sharp scissors, clippers, even the carding tools, they can, you know, catch and scrape and make cuts. So we're using a lot of these sharp objects and tools that can cause a lot of injuries. And we're doing it in a way that the dog is comfortable. We give the owners a peace of mind. So how do you put a price on that? You really can't. So here's how we do pricing. We try to average a daily amount. So like how much would we like to bring in a day, right?
Well, I would do it like this. On a sheet of paper, write down your mortgage / rent that goes out, how much the water bill is, how much you know, break it down, detail. Water bill, electricity bill, your gas bill, write it all down. Write down how much the house expenses are. And then write down your other personal debt that you may have, right? So what you want to do is add it together and come up with a number that you need to make for that month. Okay, so I need this X amount of this is how much for the past month. This is how much I've been spending for a month. Okay, like including food and so household purchases.
Total expenses
my
for the month.
Total expense for the month, and then you break it down. Okay, so let's say I need like, I think I did the math before we started this. Let's say I need like
this was totally. 5, I was like, come on, honey, let's just do it.
I try to be somewhat prepared, you know. Okay, so let's say you need like what, 5,000 a month? No, is that realistic?
Yeah, I mean, I get, well, okay, so let's just say like an average
divided by 4 weeks, which would be $1,250. Hold on,
$1,250 a week.
So you need to make about 178. So you need to make about 180 a day.
If they're working every day though, that's 7 days.
Oh wait.
So we'll do 12. Let's just do 1,200, because if you think about it, most people like 1,200, 12 to 1,500 will cover the rent, you know, or mortgage, right? And then another car payment is usually average around anywhere from 300 to 500, right? And so then that's 2,000. So, and then gas, and so 3,000. Let's just calculate about let's say $1,000 a week is what, just to make things, you know, easy to calculate, right? $1,000 a week, you're working 5 days a week, $200 a day.
Yeah.
So let's just say $200 a day is the magic number, right? Well, then you want to price in a way where if you can do two appointments a day, because I can do about 2 appointments a day, sometimes 3, depending on what type of dog it is, what service it is, how often their rotation. It really depends. But sometimes I can do 3 dogs, 3 stops. But usually 2 stops is my day, because traffic and everything. So in the morning, oh, Annabelle, I love you. So in the morning, you know, I start around 9 at my first appointment, get done around 1, sometimes 2, and then start my next appointment anywhere between 2 and 3, get done around 7, 8, you know. Today I got done earlier because we did the 2 dogs in one house, so I got done earlier today. But then traffic, anyways. So I do 2 dogs a day, so I would have to charge an average of $100 per dog that I groom. And you may think, oh my goodness, who would pay 100? Because that's exactly what I thought. I was like, who would pay $100? Not only do they pay much more, but you don't even have to find that many. That's the thing. You only need to find 10. Find 10 people that's willing to do that, right? They're gonna find 10 more. Now you have 20 clients. That gives you about anywhere from 20 to 30, 40 dogs. Now you're busy, right? Now you can start hand selecting the next few clients that you take. And then when you get up to about 40 clients, you're pretty much good because they're booking every,
But the thing is, if you want to charge that much, you have to be consistent, and your customer service has to be there. Like,
exactly.
The customer has to see the value in your service.
I mean, even today, like I was sweating, and the thing is, because I know that they're not paying and rescheduling for the whole year, scheduling out because I'm Jun the Groomer, baby. Like I've graced your house with my presence, now pay me. No. I go in there, and every single groom, I treat it like I'm interviewing for my next groom. And also I just me personally, it makes me feel good driving away when I go home. I want to make the haircut look a little bit better than I did the last time. I'm always trying to do better than I did the time before.
Okay, let's go to this.
Okay, so Corin Bro says, hi, Jun. Pudgster95 says, hi, yay, finally made it to live stream. I really love your videos. I started following them, and my dogs, Oso and Duke, glowing after a week.
Nice.
Especially when they go out in the sun, just like glistens. Anyways.
Sparkle. Okay, Corrine, my fur baby is a Siberian Husky. A lot of grooming.
Yes, especially around this time of year. And it's normal. If they didn't, something would be wrong. So if the leaves didn't start growing right now, I'd be like, something's wrong with that tree, right?
That tree is dying.
The drifter. Oh, the drifter. Whoa, I love it. Anyways.
Hi, Jun. Just came across your live video and would like to say I've learned a lot from your videos. I would just like to say hello to you two lovely people. Steve and AK. Thank you, Steve.
Initial D. Anyways. Alan. What's up? Alan Powell in the house, baby. What you smoking tonight? I mean, no, not smoking like that. He has a new smoker. If you guys if you follow him on Instagram, it's Dog Gamut. He's been smoking some incredible meats. Anyways. Blowing his coat big time. Exactly. So I said this in another video, but this was on my Facebook, on our Facebook page feed. So I'll say it on this one. But Brian Tracy says that a life is a series of problems sprinkled in with some every once in a while with a crisis, right? So it's problem, crisis, problem, crisis.
Every time he brings this up, reminds me of one morning he woke me up. It was really early in the morning. He was like, honey, we're in a crisis.
Oh my God, no. Wake up, honey, we're in a crisis.
I was like, not a problem. I'm like, no, problem, crisis. We're in a crisis.
I was like, no, this is a crisis. Anyways, so we've been through a few crises, right? Crises, I don't know. Anyways, so the point is, everyone that you know is either going through a crisis, they've just came out of a crisis, they've just gone through a crisis, or they're just about to go into a crisis, right? And I the way I kind of modify that for grooming is dogs, they shed, and they blow coat. Shed, blow coat. So every dog that you see is either blowing coat, they've just blown their coat, or they're about to go through a massive blowing coat stage, you know?
And the thing is, when they blow coat, it's not like all over their body. You have patches.
Yeah.
Because they grow in different sections. So you're going to have like, sometimes you'll have like bald patches somewhere, like, you know, underneath the eyes, or it's like, heavy. Like sometimes with Angel, our Gendo mix, I can just follow her and just pinch like a clump of hair from her thighs, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, brush.
Tri-tip. Nice. Alan Powell's smoking a tri-tip tonight. Nice.
What time is dinner?
So, yeah, we'll gas up the jet, right? Gas up the jet for you tonight. Anyways, So pricing. Do we want to show?
Okay, so this is an old price list. We're working on updating our new price list with the upcharges. So these prices. This is just an example. Okay, so sorry, honey.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you can see that there. So this is how we broke it down. So we have the short coats like the like the Chihuahuas and what other short coat like Dexter, pit bulls, boxers and dachshunds, and those really short hairs. We broke it down by small, medium, large, extra. Well, I mean they're probably not big, extra large, but anyways, double coat would be like the
Great
Huskies.
Dane.
Oh, Great Dane.
A Great Dane would be an extra large.
So a double coat would be like the Great Pyrenees, Huskies, Golden Retrievers.
Yeah, even a lab.
And some
of those big chocolate labs, or even those yellow labs.
Wouldn't they be considered more
a short coat? But still, it's a pretty thick double coat.
Like
labs
angels,
too.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're like in between short double coats. So you can choose a price in between that. Now the drop coat would be more like Cavaliers, Maltese, Yorkies. Now those are we're working on their Shih Tzus, and then curly coats would be all your Doodles and Bijans, and even like Catons. Really.
Well, these days there's so many, Chans, Poos,
there's
Doodles.
So many.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, we consider most of them curly coat. And then dry bath service is a brush out service. So we'll do like ear cleaning, teeth brushing, the nails, and a really good thorough brush out.
It's really the brush out.
It's really just mainly the brush out. And then any scissor finishing, any sticky outies that we have. And then also for the new clients, we have a first time visits, like a consultation, kind of like a interview, I guess. We'll go through, we talk. This is the time that you want to spend with the clients, with the owners, and explain to them your process, your philosophy on grooming. Thank you.
Oh, my shoulders. Oh my
God.
Oh no, it's just all day, it's all day. Hold it. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
I don't really work out that much, but I got some incredible shoulders, baby.
But anyways, for the new clients, you want to do an interview and see if you connect with them. If you really want to work with them.
Well, and also keep in mind, if it looks like 150, oh my goodness, 150 or 170, that's for the day.
That's just for the
When we schedule a new client, the reason why we can't take new clients right now is because we don't have a day open. We block off the entire day for a new client because there's no telling. It's a new client. It's our first day. The
new clients, we scheduled it the whole day off because you are building that rapport with the dog and with the owners.
And again, it's not about the time, it's about the service. So we're charging $150 not for the time, we're charging for the service, and that service for the first visit could take all day. So that's why we block off the day. And if it takes me all day, if it takes me 10, 12 hours, if the owners are cool with it, of course, but depending on what kind of drinks they have, right? No, I was kidding. But yeah, and sometimes it only takes a few hours, and the first visit is over, but we still charge that price because it's for the service, not the time.
So, Melly, do you guys charge extra for dematting? Sorry if you answered this. No. This is why we charge what we charge for the first visit, because that kind of includes the dematting fee. Yeah. And if you have them on a regular basis, like we try to get our clients on a regular 3 to 6 week rotation. And anything after that, of course, there's going to be heavy brushing, a lot of thick tangles.
Yeah, well, I mean, even now that I have long hair, I totally get it. I used to think that guys that had long hair and, facial hair, long face, like Duck Dynasty, I used to be like, man, those guys are so lazy, right? That's the life. Now that I have long hair, I realize it actually is it takes a lot more work. It's a lot of maintenance because, so if I don't brush my hair for even a day or two, it gets tangled. Our dogs have hair all over their bodies, and I don't blame our clients. I don't expect them to. And, I've given up trying to like, expect other people to change, their behaviors or trying to control anyone else. So I just accept that they're going to come entangled, but that's wise because nobody's brushing them in between.
Don't say nobody.
Nobody, but I'm just, they're not, so we're going 3 to 6 weeks, between thorough comb outs, right? Between getting a really thorough comb out. So I know that it's going to take some time. And so
that's why you charge what you have to charge. So you don't have to charge extra for dematting or so that you don't have to charge extra, like, no. So that way you're not hoping that the tip will take care of it, Go ahead and charge what you need to charge. So if the customer doesn't tip you, hey, no problem. I'm okay with that.
Exactly. I don't count on tips.
No.
I take them.
Karine, even though I groom my own dog at home, I'm not a groomer. I gladly pay $150 plus for a groom. So the thing is, you want to look for those clients that see the value in it.
Exactly.
Because there are some people that want to use our services just because their friends use it, just because like that.
And they don't really understand what we're doing.
So there will be times where you may have to let the clients go, but that creates more room for new clients that really do value what you do and are willing to pay you what you're asking for and more.
And let's just say that I'm only, I'm earning $150 and I'm spending eight plus hours, more than 8 hours. I started at 9 o'clock. It's already past 5. It's 6. It's starting to become 7 o'clock. I see the sun going down. Sometimes my ego, because we all have an ego, it kicks in and it says to me, this is totally not worth it. Who do they think they are? You're Jun the Groomer. No one treats you this way, or slaving away like this, right? And then I just tell myself, like, shut up, shut up. This is what I do. I'm Jun the Groomer. I groom, right? They're paying me because they're expecting me to do something for them that they couldn't have done for themselves, right? And this is how I give service, right? I'm good at this. I love to. And here's the thing. Let's just get away from the airy fairy. Let's just get real practical, right? Let's just say I lost my ability to groom, right? Let's just say for some reason something happened. I lost my temper and I snapped on a client. They videotaped it and I'm just cussing them out. And it goes viral and everybody says, oh my goodness, look at Jun the Groomer. He just cussed his client out. He has a bad temper. Look at him. And now nobody will hire me, right? If I had to, or let's just say I just, something had to happen to my right hand, I can't groom. Let's just say I just can't groom anymore, right? And I have to find another job. I was telling my wife, I would be happy to find a job that pay me $20 an hour. I would be happy to, or, $18 an hour, even, $15. And I tell you what, if I went in for the interview for a job that was paying $20 an hour and I don't even have a college degree, I would be shaking my boots. I'd be like, I hope they hire me. Right. I get to, I have the privilege to spend hours to help a dog feel better for these people. Right. I get to spend my day like this and I get paid for it and I get to cover all my living expenses and provide my family with the living. And it's like, think of it that way. Even if you can't think of it as in I'm making an investment in my own future, it's good to always go the extra mile and give more than I'm getting paid for. Even if you can't buy into that, just think real practical. Like, I'm still, even if I put in 10 hours and I'm walking away with 150, still like what? Anyways. Corin Bra says it's hard work and it's your profession, your time. Yeah. Wizard 100. I'm a Petco groomer. I'm grateful I'm able to help the dogs that come in. Exactly. It's about helping the dogs. Yeah. Melody, on average, how many dogs a day do you groom?
About 2 to 3.
2 to 3 dogs a day.
That's it. That's all you need to do if you if you have your dogs on a regular rotation, if you have a regular client list on a good rotation, that's all you need to do.
Well,
if you want to do more, you can.
Because of the business model we have, I'm driving to their homes, I'm bringing all my tools in, I use their place, so I don't have to pay for a facility, I don't have to pay for utilities. That rhymes. And I don't have to pay for my abilities, baby. No, I was kidding. June the rapper. Oh man, that would be a very short-lived career.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways.
No, maybe not. Maybe not.
Oh,
You know,
man.
rapping to the dogs while you're grooming. You never know. It could be a
Oh
new
my
thing.
god! One time a dog threw up on the table. Belle, she reminded me. One time I posted up on my Facebook, like, you know, how dogs respond to music, and I was like, this is why I love singing to dogs while I groom them. And a groomer that I used to work with, she posted up on there, remember that dog that threw up while you were singing to? Anyways, Wizard 100. How do you wash the dogs? Wash no clip in the client's homes.
Oh, you don't need to clip them with anything. I mean, you're putting them in a bathtub.
Oh yeah. So and I have
the
leads. So we bought like what was it, like 1,000 leads that had our old yeah, that had our old logo. You know, it says Horrific Spa. It has our old phone number, and the old website. None of that is valid anymore. So we have all these leashes that have like the wrong information.
It's okay. We don't need. I mean,
so, but I use that. So it's just, you know, slip leads. I just put the slip lead and tie it. Sometimes I tie it around like the faucet. If I'm in someone's bathtub, sometimes on their soap holder will have a handle. I'll tie it there. Sometimes I'll put it on, you know, the nozzle. I'll tie it around the nozzle, you know,
or you
the
know,
knob.
Sometimes he washes them in the kitchen sink. You don't really, I mean, kitchen
sink.
The
very skittish ones, Wizard 100. So Wizard 100, I really have a lot of respect for what you do, especially working at Petco. You have like shoppers just walking by, like
staring at
filming you now.
Yeah.
Anyways, like you're a zoo animal or something. Yeah. I have a lot of respect for what you're doing. But that being said, I love being a house call groomer because the skittish ones, I get them to the point where they trust me enough and they're not so skittish before I get them in the tub. So, and I have the luxury, I guess. I have the option to do that because I'm working in their home, you know? And also I have the option to say, you know what, maybe not today, because what is her, Kathy McGinnis. I remember Kathy McGinnis was saying that her special, her poodle, which is a special is a champion who beat other champions. So this is like the best of the best, the creme de la creme, you know? So this special, she was saying that she had to pull him out for a few competitions because he was having a bad day. Who would have thought dogs could have a bad day, you know?
Corinne, can I ask one question? June, do you need to trim the pads on a husky? If the hair is long.
If the hair is long, I do with scissors, but I don't go in there with clippers and dig. I don't do that because I feel like that would irritate the skin too much. Just like if I, you know, put clippers up, you know, on my skin, it would make it itch and irritate it, and it's inside their pads. Also, I feel like they need that for protection when they're running out in the fields and on stuff like that. And then
so like just scissor.
Oh. I'm sorry. He's like, what in the world?
So like, see how we just scissored around his pad? I mean, it's just getting kind of long, but he's like all the long hairs. We just scissored that right there.
Yeah. Well, in Alan Palsing, if it knots, gets cut. That's yeah. And some huskies, you know, they have that long hair. They look like Malamutes sometimes. You know, one of my clients has that. But yeah, and they get these mats, you know, these balls of mats in between the pads, and then, you know, I'll kind of get it as much away from the skin as I can, and then I'll cut. But keep in mind though, the oils being produced by the skin, especially in these areas, the armpits, these sebaceous zones, the oil being produced by the skin, it uses the hair to travel. Right. So if it doesn't have any hair to move away and out there, it's going to get kind of nasty and brown and, you know, cruddy in there.
Just so it's flat.
Exactly. Just so it's flat. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even have to with huskies, but, you know, well, depending on what kind of coat the husky has. If it tends to get matted down there, then yes. If it doesn't get matted and it's just a little bit longer hairs that stick out, kind of like our dog Angel, like a golden retriever or something like that, or lab is probably a better example. Even labs, if it gets too long, I'll trim it with scissors, but just to kind of, you know, make it look nice.
Okay. Can you read this one?
It's sometimes, Wizard 100 says, it's sometimes hard to work in a human salon environment with the other groomers distracting you, and people people walking by, even if I stay 100% calm with my dog, I'm trying to switch to home grooming. Yeah.
Home grooming is definitely a lot less stressful.
And here's the
For
thing.
sure.
I used to work at a place called Pet Club. And it was the same situation. And it was like, yeah, it was tough because especially when you're working with a dog that's just, for especially around the head. And whenever you're trying to hold the chin, it's like,
Oh, yeah.
people watching
Or they're
from the
screaming when you're
window.
plucking their ears.
Oh my goodness, people watching that makes me feel like, oh my goodness, like, what am I supposed to do? And then I remember one time, one of the groomers, she was working with the dog with the nails, and the dog was just, being fussy, I mean, why do you think the owners bring the dog to the grooming shop? Because it probably freaks out for the nails for the owners too. They can't handle it, so they bring them to the groomers. And so now the groomers, it's not like we're some superhuman or we have some sort of, magic tricks or anything. We're human too. We're just gonna do it the best we can, right? With trying to keep the dog safe and ourselves safe. But people, I remember she was, working with the dog, just trying to clip the nails, and somebody was knocking on the window. She was like, "Hey, I see you. Don't." I was like, "What?"
Like, as groomers, we understand, like, it's not your fault, but the pet owners that know nothing about grooming,
wow, it was an eye-opening experience for me, because
tough.
you see, as a groomer that hadn't groomed, I never worked at PetSmart, I never worked at Petco or any of those environments. So when I see those stories coming out on, going viral, it's easy to judge. It's easy to say like, oh man, typical big box groomer. But once I had the experience of working there, yeah, it was a whole different story once I was the one inside the fish tank, Wizard 100, thank you. I have so many people who think I'm being mean with my dogs when I hold the chin hair. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, it's people that don't understand what you're doing. The thing is, they only have this one view, right, of what dog grooming should be. But once you are behind the groomer's point of view, what all needs to get done to groom a dog, then I think that person will have it's like an eye-opener. They'll have a different perspective. But because they only have this one perspective of what dog grooming is, they're not gonna get you. So we can't take it personal.
I do though. And that's the thing. I think that's why it's good to be self-aware. I am very aware now that I get emotional when it comes to, things that I'm passionate about, right?
Oh, okay. So some people will email me, right? Well, I mean, this is a follow-up email. I'll ask them like, how are you enjoying the haircut? How are you enjoying the so-and-so's groom? Is there any changes that you would like for us to make for the next haircut? And then some people will say, oh yeah, I want the ears straight, or I want the top rounded, short, or I want the beard long, or they'll just make little adjustments here and there. Some people even say, hey, my dog looks like an accountant, because
I parted the hair.
Because the doodle, the hair parted in the middle. So he did look like an accountant. The mom didn't like it. No problem. We fixed it the next time, But you cannot take those things personal. No, the thing things I take personal is when I feel unappreciated, and so this happened at that pet club, at that shop where there's a window and people are always, hassling us. This lady was demanding that I groom her dog for $25 because the other groomer did it. And I told her no. And then finally, I got tired of arguing with her. I was like, you know what? I'll do it this one time, because you were expecting to pay that, I guess, so I'll do it for $25. So I did what I'm not. My service doesn't change according to price. So I don't have a $25 service, so I groomed the way I groom. It was amazing, right? So she loved it. So of course she's going to ask for me again, right? And when I took the call, I told her it's not going to be $25. And she started screaming at me and yelling, and finally I told her, I'm not going to groom your dog. I refuse to groom your dog for you. And she was like, fine, I'll pay $60. I was like, you could pay me $100. I don't care. I'm not grooming your dog for you. You can't make me groom your dog. She was like, I'm going to talk to your manager. I was like, what do you think my manager is going to do? Is she going to whip me? She's going to make me groom your dog? She's going to beat me up? I was like, you can't force me to groom your dog for you anymore.
I don't like the way you treated me, you know?
We're all individuals at these corporate stores.
Exactly, Wizard 100, and that's the thing. And I got emotional. I got angry, you know, because I know that I tend to get angry and emotional sometimes. My wife, I put her in charge of all the customer relations. Mr. Bean says people looking at groomers.
Yeah.
Mr. Bean.
$25 with a joke.
Well, yeah, I mean,
well,
but the thing is, I don't really like to argue, so I was like, fine, I'll do it for you this one time, you know, because that's what you're expecting to pay. But next time it's gonna be, I think I told her 60. Anyways, Wizard 100. Sometimes I work hard on a haircut and the clients just walk out the door. At Petco, we get $10 a day with 3 to 4 hours for haircuts, 1 hour for baths. Well, yeah, I remember those days. I like to get feedback more than anything too. So many entitled people. Yeah. I call it the rock star moment. That moment that the owner's like, wow, you know, and you know, and so and you feel like a rock star, you know, because you did the haircut. But yeah, you know, honestly, Wizard 100, Brian Tracy says that if you're working in a job that you do not like, that doesn't excite you in the morning, you know, when you wake up, get out of that job the way you would get out of a burning building, because that's exactly what it's doing to your heart and soul. It's destroying it. It's burning it day by day.
What is it? You know, people die the most Monday mornings from a heart attack.
Going to jobs they hate.
So don't do that to yourself.
Yeah.
Life is so much more precious than that. You have no idea.
Well, the thing is, what Denzel Washington said that you'll never see a U-Haul following a hearse. You'll never see a U-Haul following a hearse. We can't take anything with us. So why are we trying so hard to accumulate all these things that we can't even take with us? What we can take with us are experiences, right? And Jim Rohn says, do it for the story. Do it for the story that you can tell, you know? I walked away from that store and I may have Joe Rogan says, imagine that your life is a movie. You're the main character. And this is where the movie starts, you know, where that opening scene where the main character's drunk, you know, beer bottles, alcohol bottles everywhere. His whole life is, you know, shattered, just everything. All his dreams are broken, you know, and he somehow picks himself up and he says, you know what? I'm gonna make this happen. And he goes out there, he makes it happen and turns it all around. And it's an inspiring story. Make that your life, make that this moment, you know?
Or, you know, the thing is, if you have kids even, you know, and you're afraid to leave this job, you know, job security because of this paycheck. You know, if you quit, what are you going to do about money? It's like when it comes down to it, there's always ways that you can budget. And you know, I wouldn't like, you know, you don't want to have that regret later when your kids get older. I gave up on my dreams because I had to take care of you kids.
Again, we don't want to tell you what to do, Wizard 100. No. I'm not saying how to live your life.
This isn't for Wizard 100. This is just in general. Like, this is just some things that we went through. Yeah. Personally, it's just that I don't want to do that. You know, exactly. I don't want to go to a place and work where I don't want to. You know, it's for what? And then I come home and I'm miserable, and I don't want to show that to the kids.
Well, it's like chasing I love using Jack and the Beanstalk story as a great example. If Jack did the safe thing, if he listened to his mother and he sold the cow, he told that guy, no, I don't want your magic beans, you crazy old man. And he goes and sells the cow at the marketplace. Yeah, they have a little money for groceries and they can survive that month now. But what about next month? They don't have a cow anymore. Now they don't have anything. They're done. They're screwed. You know, so good thing Jack was, you know, didn't listen to his mom. Good thing he wasn't a good boy. Good thing he wasn't practical. You know, he just kind of, and here's the thing, the magic bean, really let that be like a seed that you plant, right? In your own journal. Write down exactly what it is you want, because it sounds crazy, but everything I'm doing right now, I've wrote it. I literally wrote down a lot of the things that have come true in my life. I wrote it like 7 years ago in my journal. Anyways, Baby Bully says, the only thing about those places is that one time I did see one person literally smack a dog 2 times with the brush right on the face. I had to say something.
Yeah, I mean, if you actually see that happen, yeah, of course.
Here's what I have, not defending that behavior. I'm not defending it at all. But here's what I believe is going on, right? A lot of groomers, especially in that setting, they're being put under so much pressure, right? Pressure they put on themselves to make enough to pay their bills. Pressure from the managers, then the sales managers, then they have district managers, then they have other managers, then they have like LP, loss prevention managers. I mean, they have all this stuff, and then they have people walking by tapping on the window, and then they have the dogs, and so then they have this feeling inside where, and I've went through it myself, I have to get this done but I can't, I have to get this done but I can't,
I have to but I can't,
I have to but I can't, and it's like it starts to drive you mad. And so in that situation, the best thing to do is just put the dog away,
walk away, take a deep
breath, and just get your mind off something, take a drink of water, sit down. But in those corporate situations, they don't get that opportunity. They don't have the opportunity to do that. And so now you have this frustrated groomer, scared, frustrated dog. Maybe they're both angry too.
I was going to say angry client.
And then what do you think is going to happen, right? So my suggestion is that maybe these corporate stores can somehow structure in the option to have those like break times. You know what? I'm just going to put this dog away for a while, you know, and maybe work on another dog, or maybe not work on any dog at all. Maybe they can create like a quiet Zen space or something for groomers,
I mean,
you know, like
if the dog is like acting up, maybe the dog needs to go pee or poop or
exactly. Melly D, $60 isn't even that much. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Like I wasn't trying to, you know, I wasn't trying to get you take from her or anything. Alan Powell, I may or may have not got fired for doing a nail trim on a dog that was skittish. I knew I was fine and the dog was fine. Just needed to understand it wasn't being hurt. Non-grooming manager told me to stop. And then knowing Alan Powell, he probably told him to go F himself. Norma Garza. Hello to you too. Hello to you too. I enjoy. No, this is Norma. So yes, maybe you read it in a woman's voice.
Hello to you too. I enjoy your videos and I am committed and dedicated to learning all I can from you.
What?
I love dogs. We love learning from other people too. So this is great. I love dogs and I believe it's my calling now. After 38 years of retail.
Wow.
You're the best. Thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. You spot it. You got it, Norma. Seriously. Alan says, I didn't stop right away because I was like, the dog is fine and the owners are okay with what I'm doing. But the manager was on a power trip, LOL.
Yeah. Something about
Alan,
that title.
You my man, Alan.
Know?
All right.
Anyways.
Thrifty Treasures. Hi, Fred. Hey, Thrifty Treasures. Oh my goodness.
Thank you for
Thrifty Treasures. We streamed once I would. Anyways. Melly D, I reduced the number of dogs I take on a day because you inspired me to slow down, pay attention to the dogs, and relax. Oh my goodness.
Much happier at work now. And you know what?
Oh my goodness. You are an artist, Melly D.
Most important thing I think about us is slowing down, and you know, we are able to we're all hands-on dogs, right? So we're able to spot if they have a cyst, if they have a bump. Hey, you know, I noticed this. Or, you know, as time goes on, hey, I noticed this bump is getting bigger. Maybe we should go get it checked out.
Exactly.
And Lily, you know, she ended up having a cyst.
Even with stressed or scared dogs too. And here's how I explain how to approach any dog, really. I was gonna say scared dog, but really any dog when you're grooming them. Approach them the way imagine that they're a scared child from another country, maybe Syria or something, you know, war-torn country. We don't, especially rescue dogs. We have no idea what they've seen, what they've experienced. So imagine that this dog that you're grooming is a little child, and when they're scared and they're acting scared, treat them the way you would treat a scared child from a different country who has no idea what you're saying. They don't understand your language. They don't understand what's going on. They don't know that you're trying to help them. They think that you're trying to kill them maybe. And so the way I look at the dog, the way I use my eyes, the way I touch them, even when they bite me, you know, I just let them, I don't move my hand away. I let them bite me. And if they bite hard, I say, ow, and I let them know. And usually, exactly. Usually when I don't move my hand and they bite me hard and I say, ow, they look up at me.
Yeah.
And I keep my hand there. I say, that hurt, buddy. And I try to treat them exactly the way I would treat a scared child from a different country that I had to give a bath to.
Weird.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly exactly what's going on. Alan Powell says, explaining to corporate that people come to me specifically because I can do the nails on the wigglers. Because Alan, I've seen your videos, and
not fun. He says
yeah, exactly. It's not fun trying to explain to someone who doesn't get it, because some people, when I try to tell them about the dog's feelings and respecting the dog's feelings, my dad is like,
it's a
talking
dog.
about, don't be ridiculous, and that's why my dad is a very simple man. Wizard 100 says, Thirsty Treasure says, beautiful wife. Yeah,
thank you.
I'll keep her. Thanks. Wizard 100, eventually I'd like to leave Petco. I'm a 19-year-old guy building my oh my god. Okay, wow, so Wizard 100, seriously, young. I love this. Wizard 100, if you could do me a favor tonight, get it. It could be any kind of, it could be this kind of notebook. I don't care. Just get any kind of notebook, right?
Hey, that's my schedule.
And write down maybe 1 or 2 sentences. You could do 10 if you'd like. I did 10. It took me a while. It's a lot more difficult than you think. But write down in clearly stated sentences what it is you want out of life, right? And just put it away for a while. And maybe come back to it 4 or 5 years later. I'm telling you, you're going to be surprised. And here's the thing. Let's say I'm full of crap, right? Let's say none of it comes true. What's the harm in throwing a penny in the wishing well? It cost you nothing, really. So just give it a try. And here's the thing: if you can really think of yourself like Melly D. Like Melly D is saying that she reduced the amount of dogs that she does now because it's not about the money. It's about taking the time, because she is an artist. She's not just a groomer. She's an artist. Right? You can become an artist if you work like an artist and not just a groomer. Meaning, so Seth Godin in Lynchpin, he brings up a city in China called Dafan, and in this city they make oil painting replicas. So you can get the Mona Lisa for like $50, right? But it's not the Mona Lisa, and they make thousands of these replicas out of the city in China, and these people are not artists; they're painters. And that's the difference. The first person who painted the Mona Lisa, that's an artist. The people who are replicating it, they're painters, right? So be an artist, not just a groomer. And here's another practical example that Seth Godin gives. The first person who designed the urinal, he installed it in a museum. The second person to install a urinal in the museum, he's a plumber, right? The first person who did it was an artist. The second person who did it was just a plumber, because he's just following somebody else's example. So be an artist, right?
I was trying to look for the message that came in where that lady was saying she's an artist, a painter.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we got a beautiful message from an artist who watched one of our live streams. Anyways, Mr. Beans. Mr. Beans, thank you so much, man. I recognize that name.
I was one of the beans that got sold.
The magic beans, baby. Desiree.
I have been blessed enough to have amazing clients. Every one of my clients love my work. Must mean I actually am doing something right.
Exactly. And that's the proof. The proof is in the pudding, right? It's never a flyer. It's never this fancy flyer that people get in the mail and they say, oh my God, we got to try this groomer.
Well, really, it's a test of time.
Yes.
Because your grooms, because you're doing such a quality job, your grooms are lasting longer and the hair's probably not growing back as matted,
I think if you're dealing with key lime pies or like, anything else, you can use gimmicks in your marketing. But when you're dealing with something so honest like dogs or children, me personally, I feel like there's no room for gimmicks.
All right.
Desiree says,
I know I won't be that lucky for too long. Why? Why do you say that?
Yeah.
I know I will get that one client soon if it hasn't happened already.
Don't say that. By you saying that, you may actually make that happen. So when someone calls me and says, "Hey, Jun, I've been worried about you," I click. You know, don't
Right,
send me
don't
that
worry
energy.
about
Don't
me.
worry about me. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You know,
Like, it's kind of like you say, do me a favor and you do good for you because it's helping me out. Because then I don't have to worry about
speak
you.
good of yourself. Don't speak into existence things that you do not want to experience. Right. So Mike Dooley, he talks about this in his book. I think it's called Infinite Possibilities, I believe, but the author's name is Mike Dooley. He talks about how incredibly powerful our words are. And so like rather than say, because, and this is one thing that I've been using that I got from this book. So when you pay for something, especially if it's something unexpected, you know, it's a kind of a bill that might make you feel, you know, that sinking feeling when you pay, rather than say like, oh, you know, I hope this goes through, or I hope I have enough for the, he's saying he pays and he says, he tells the cashier, it's a good thing I'm rich. And he smiles.
We tried that.
Yeah. So when I bought my car, the hubcap fell off. So I was buying another hubcap at this Advanced Auto Parts, right? And this is, you know, money that I wasn't really expecting. And this is this happened during a time when we just got, anyways. I was kind of struggling financially, right? But I was listening to this book by Mike Dooley. And so when it came time to pay, I gave it a shot. I felt weird about it, but she was like, it's gonna be $20 and something cents. I handed her my debit card. I was like, it's a good thing I'm rich. And I smiled and she cracked up laughing. And I laughed and she laughed. And then she actually was like, do you know how to put this on? And I was like, yeah, you know, I'll figure it out. She kind of explained it to me and she kind of opened up, and it made for a really good experience. We had a genuine human connection because of that joke. But it's a way to say something that's positive, you know, and then
in a tough situation.
Yes. And she laughs. And rather than saying like, oh man, I really can't afford this, when you pay it, say, it's a good thing I'm rich. And that just kind of turns everything around and kind of changes your experience.
Or, you know, if you have this sinking gut feeling, just be like, oh, this is a fascinating feeling, and just think of something else and move on.
Yeah.
I mean, that works for me anyway. Wizard 100 is an extremely stressful work environment. I never am able to take clock out for a 30-minute break.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's the thing is, but Wizard 100, this is why I have so much respect for you. And this is what, so with groomers, what I really think that makes our artwork beautiful is self-control. That's really what it is. Being able to control the scissors well, shear control, clipper control, self-control, right? And you know, singers, you know, it's the beautiful songs that they sing is because they control their voice so well. Painters, they make beautiful, you know, artists who are painters, you know, they make beautiful artwork because they control their paintbrush so well. Sculptors, same thing.
But if you try to say, hey, you can make money off of this, you should paint some more pictures and do this, you can't do it.
You all of a sudden lose the inspiration. But that's the thing. So do it for the passion. Just remind yourself you're doing this for the dogs, and remind yourself, Wizard 100, that every time you control yourself when you're feeling frustrated, you breathe through your belly and you just let it out. And you visualize the stress and the frustration just leaving your body. And you center yourself, you find, you know, put yourself back in a good place, and then you continue to groom. You are being an artist because you're controlling yourself. And that's beautiful. Whoa, what is that?
D, the corporate stores only care about money. When I worked at one, we were graded on everything. How many dogs we did a day, how much money we made, how many add-ons we sold. It was miserable.
Yeah, Melly D. And that's the thing, is like you feel like a salesman, you know, because when they check in, you got to try to sell them some packages, you got to sell them some add-ons and things like that. And it's like, yeah, you do start to lose the passion and the inspiration, because it starts to become like, you know, oh man, I got to get up and, you know, make enough money to pay my bills, you know. And Jim Rohn says nobody feels inspired. That doesn't inspire anyone. Nobody wakes up every morning and says, whoa, I'm so happy to go and scrounge up enough money to pay these lousy bills, you know. That's not a motivating goal, you know.
Jessica, we've seen that name.
Jessica Turek, right? Yeah. Jessica Turek Wanamaker or something like that on Facebook. right?
Ah.
Oh, hey, what's up, Jessica? What is
I'm
this $10
sorry.
thing?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Did someone just pay $10?
Is that Thrifty Treasures?
Oh my goodness, that's her icon. Thrifty Treasures. Did you just pay $10? What?
Oh, did I
don't
click on something?
we don't pay 10. Oh my goodness.
Wizard 100 at Petco, I make $10 an hour. If I make over $900 a week, that's when I make commission. I survive on tips.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. I know there's a lot of health issues in my dogs, like taking blood from a baby.
Yeah.
Melly D, this comment is for Wizard 100.
Wow.
There are other
perfect.
options out there. It's so scary leaving what you know and what you're comfortable with, but it's worth it. It is so worth it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is, every single one of those gurus, those like motivational Tony Robbins, you know, all of them,
I like
even Steve Harvey, you know, he has that famous speech like just jump, you know, you just got to jump and take
you
that
have
leap.
to take put both
They all say the same stuff, right? But here's the thing, like I think we tell ourselves, yeah, if it really was that easy, you know, if it really was that guarantee, then why wouldn't everyone do it? I think it's because there is no guarantee. It's because of that uncertainty. It makes it so scary. Oh my goodness, she says, love y'all's positive energy. She $10. What? Oh my goodness. Anyways, Thrifty Treasures.
I love you.
I just lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
Thrifty Treasure says, I think it's a great idea, the law of attraction. Totally. Writing stuff down, I mean. Of course.
Yes,
oh,
exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but anyway, it was Melody telling Wizard that there's other options, and it's scary to leave what you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked about this the other night. I was trying to get my job back, my old job back, being a liquor store stalker, after getting fired a couple of times after we got back here, because I was so scared of not having a stable income for my family, you know. So I understand the fear, but like the story I told about the old male lions, you know, the old male lions have the dull teeth, but they have the big roar. So they're the ones that roar and scare the gazelle or, you know, the prey animals towards the young male lions who are waiting for them with, you know, sharp teeth and claws. So whatever is scaring you, whatever is roaring at you and causing you to feel scared, run towards it, because that's the way to live an exciting life, really. Alan Powell says,
get a secure credit card and an IRA, Wiz.
I
wish I did that years ago. Yeah. That's great advice. Thank you for all the advice.
Oh, that's awesome. Man, it's like a community, like a team.
That's awesome. I love it.
Baby Bully. Just wanted to say it was the only time. It was the only time. Maybe we have to go back to get some.
And thank you for giving me the courage to start to learn how to cut doggy's hair.
Okay, perfect.
My reviews on Rover are really good.
Yeah, I mean, here's what Seth Godin says. Seth Godin says, you'll never hear an author say, after reading all of my 1-star reviews, I'm now a much better author. So whenever you're doing something that is authentic, that's genuine, that's real, that's artistic, that's, you know, it makes you vulnerable because it could go wrong, then you're going to have people who point and criticize and hate on what you're doing. It's just but that's a sign that you're doing something remarkable. Mali Chantha, you two are such cute couple. Oh man. Well, again, you know, I'm the cuter one.
Obviously. Wizard 100.
She says,
Melanie.
I absolutely love that you show so much compassion to the pups while you're grooming them.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
They love it.
They're so honest. That's the thing. Dogs are so honest. You know, they don't know how to scheme or anyways. Wizard 100.
To Melanie.
Right now I'm just taking advantage of the insurance policy I have through Petco to get some medical treatment.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I've done that too. I mean, not through Petco, but I mean, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, Wizard 100 says you guys got donated to. That's crazy. Why? Thank you. I'm not gonna say why. Thank you so much, Thrifty Treasures. Like that really was not necessary. I'm totally unexpected, but I accept it. Wow.
I'm so grateful for you. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Alan Powell says the policies were the worst. They were like, OMFG, did you just let that dog lick your face? You
no, are lucky.
You are lucky AF. It was most likely to bite. We have to write you up now. I'm like, this is my dog. Well, Alan Powell says, I may have exaggerated for comedic value and to push the point. Yeah, but I get it. You know, I really, I don't like being told what to do either, like barked at like that, you know. Desiree, I was thinking the great the great Jun the Groomer, can those clients
can get those clients? Oh my, I'm bound to get one too. Oh wait, you were working for someone else at that time, huh? Duh, never mind. I'm good.
No, you can too. And you know, just put it, here's the thing, just get one person to rave about you, and then that one person will lead to two, to, you know. And it's not, I know that's not like exciting, or you know, but it's real, you know. And one by one, a little by little, a little becomes a lot.
Oh, what happened?
Sign into chat. Oh
no, did I do something?
Oh, I don't know. Are we offline?
Oh.
No, I don't know. Let me
Did I do something? Oh no.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. Oh no.
Hold on 1 second. Pause that. Okay. Okay. Maybe.
Sorry.
Okay, you're still online. Perfect. But yeah, hopefully that covers you know, customer service and pricing pretty good. I mean, we went on pretty well for a while now.
Okay, you guys, thank you everybody. Do we have any other questions or anything you want to share?
Yeah, I mean,
anybody? That's it.
Customer
service. I guess we'll end it with this. Customer service. Be you. Be genuine. Charge what you need to charge, and just make sure that you're consistent on your work.
Yeah.
I don't know what else.
Really, I mean, just at the end of the day, as long as you're proud of yourself, you know, even if you've had disagreements with customers during the day or misunderstandings or things like that, you know, just as long as at the end of the day you can, you know, tell yourself, I'm proud of myself, you know.
Is it Wizard 100? Do you and your wife work together on the business?
Yeah, so I go out and groom.
I do the business side. I stay home and I do the business side, and Jun goes out and works. I just tell him, hey, you know, you have such and, you know, so and so to do tomorrow is this price.
Yeah, she even sends out the reminders to the clients. So, and then she'll tell me like in the morning, like, hey, you're going here. I'll text you the address while you're on the road. You know, it's like, wow, you know, like.
Well, I mean, now that we updated our phones, yay, finally. I've been actually able to just input the customer's information, add it to the calendar, and it just pops up on his phone. So
yeah, so now I see it on my phone.
Yeah, that's pretty.
But
awesome.
For a while there, like I didn't even know who I was grooming until the day of. She would tell me.
Yeah. So Desiree, I love you guys so much, Jun. I am a groomer because of you.
Wow,
thank you very much. Oh, thank you. I am ordering the audiobook on Mike Dooley, Infinite Possibilities.
Yes, you're gonna like it.
It's a really good book.
I loved it.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Maybe I could get my girlfriend to do the same. I use that too.
Oh yeah. Good thing I'm rich. I love that.
Good thing, yeah. So Wizard 100, your girlfriend, since you're the one that goes out and groom, if your girlfriend wants to email us, and I can kind of help her get things started.
Wizard 100, if you want to email me, and start a YouTube channel yourself, because the thing is, the biggest regret that I have is that I didn't start sooner, the YouTube videos, because it would have documented the journey that, you know, what I had to go through to go from being a car salesman to being a groomer, you know. So like, how, you know, how does that work? A lot of people want to know. So well, actually you're already a groomer. He's at Petco, but still you could start your own YouTube channel. Anybody could. And I think it's awesome too, you know. If you wanted to, just let me know. Well, it's not that I can set up anything, it's just I can help answer questions if you
Thirsty treasures.
Good thing I am rich. Totally going to start use that one. Yeah,
it's fun. It's fun.
It really is because actually we went to Key West and our dogs, they were supposed to be watched by my brother, but you know, long story short, we ended up paying like almost $2,000 total. But while I was at the place getting their shots, all their shots updated at the same time because you know now we had to because animal control and the court. Anyways, when that came time to pay, she was like, "It's gonna be $300," and this is after we already paid $300 to like fines like the week before, and then we paid $200 to get them out. So now the lady is telling me it's gonna be $300, and I was just like, I was like, it's a good thing I'm rich and I paid. And not only did she laugh, the other people in the room who heard it, they laughed too. And so it's, you know, and I used it enough now where, I mean, it's like it might get to a point where I may not be able to use that joke anymore because it's not going to be funny.
Well, before we started using that line, like especially at Costco, they'd be like, the total is 100 something, almost 200,000. Well, what? And then, like they would get startled. Like, oh, I was like, I'm just kidding. Like I got you.
Yeah, but I mean that was like such a negative thing.
It's such a negative thing. I love, it's a good thing I'm rich. I love that line so much better. Yeah. Wizard 100. That would be awesome. Haha. Wow.
Yes. Yes. Because it's another way to show people who you are really and why you groom, you know. Desiree Mendoza, I want to. So maybe she's saying she wants to start a YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
I think that would be wonderful. Mm-hmm. And a blog. Seth Godin says that everyone should have their own blog. Wizard 100, last thing. What grooming table do you use? Oh, I have a video actually where I showed where I get it. I actually get it from this liquidation warehouse. Alan Powell actually gave me that word. But anyways, they sell a whole bunch of random stuff, but I just buy like a fold out table.
It's a good thing I'm Alan. Okay, Desiree, I started this biz to be closer to my twin daughters that turned 17. Oh wow. Teach them work ethics and spend time together. Who wouldn't want to watch that?
Exactly.
That's amazing.
The charger must have.
Thrifty Treasures. Well, that's too much.
Thrifty Treasure says, I always say, well, that's too much. Haha. I like to see their reaction. Then I say, just exactly that's what we would do. Yeah. Like, that's exactly what she's talking about. Like, oh, well, that's too much. Or, oh, what?
I'd be like, what? What'd you say?
Yeah, right.
Is that right?
But that makes the person feel like, oh, what? You know, that always kind of gets their shots. It's not really a positive thing, right? So, and they kind of feel like, oh, maybe this person is struggling for money or something, you know, things like that. They put that energy out there for you. And here's the reason why it's so important that other people put positive energy out for you, or they don't put any energy out for you at all. You just avoid negative energy, because this is a story that Tony Robbins told. So there's a guy who was studying underneath the Indian guru, right? And the guru is teaching him that he's the creator of his own reality. We create our experience through our thoughts. And so he's walking through the jungle, just really practicing this, you know. I'm the master of my own reality. I create my own reality with my thoughts. So through this jungle, he hears an elephant crashing through this jungle, right? Just tearing through it and coming towards him. And there's a man on top of this elephant. He's saying, hey, move, you got to get out of the way. This elephant, he's not a nice one. And so this guy's like, nope. I create my own reality. I'm the master of my own experience. You know, this elephant is not going to harm me. He's not going to touch me. And the guy's like getting closer. He's like, I'm telling you, get out of the way. I can't control this elephant. He's a stubborn one. And the guy's like, nope, I'm the master of my reality. And boom, the elephant rams right into him, rips right through him, keeps going. The guy's all messed up, right? So he picks himself up. He's all bruised up and everything. He, limps his way back to the guru. He says, what WTF, man? You're right. What's going on here? You told me that I'm the master of my own reality. And he tells him what happened. The guru says, you fool. Don't you realize the person on the elephant, he's the master of his own reality too. Like, he's also creating his own reality. He's telling you, get out of the way. So we have to respect we all have the equal creative power, right? So when we say something that causes someone to shoot negativity our way, that really does affect our experience. So we want to always put positivity out and try to draw positivity in. Hi, Oma. All right, let's wrap this up.
Yep, I wrote. You all are all so awesome. Thank you so much for joining our Q&A.
Perfect. So yes, hopefully everybody enjoyed that.
Out. If there's any other or questions that you would like us to, any topics you would like for us to cover,
yeah, Jun the Groomer.
Email junthegroomer@gmail.com, or
and then we'll send you a 10-step program and click this link and don't
forget to like. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. Oh my goodness.
But for real though, if you have any other questions, you can ask the question either on the YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, or email us. Yeah, I'm sure we'll check one of those.
All right. See you guys. We got to get to the gym.
Okay. Bye.